Hello everyone, welcome back to the Reclaimed Ranch. My name is Tara, and today I have a few full DIY projects. So anybody have some leftover Easter eggs they need to do something with? I've got a cute little project here. So what I'm going to do is just take a few of these out and we're going to make some acorns with them. So I'm going to use the Fusion's metallic paints. I'm using bronze, copper, and I think I used vintage champagne gold and then champagne gold. And I'm just going to paint the last 2/3 because what we're going to do for the top is we're going to use some twine and a little piece of wood for the little stem. So Fusion Paint has the sealer, the primer, and the paint all in one, so I don't need to seal it, and it usually covers in one coat. So the two darker colors did well with that, but the lighter colors I did have to go through and do two coats on. But yeah, these are super cute. They're great for like little bowl fillers or a tiered tray. You can pop these into your foliage for fall. Anywhere usually these little guys can fit in and make some super cute fall decor. And of course you can paint them any color that you want. A lot of people tend to have some muted colors or neutrals, or even some of the blue teal colors in for their fall. So that's what makes this project great, is you can customize it to your own decor. So here I am just going to go ahead and hot glue the twine around the top half there, and I glue pretty much all the way around because it's a round tapered surface, and so it makes it hard when you're trying to wrap it around. You can't just leave it loose, you have to just glue it. And I tend to glue it on the top of the twine on the next line and the egg itself. So there it is, and I'm just going to take my scissors, and of course twine has all those little fuzzies. And if you're not afraid of fire, you can use a lighter and it'll take all of those fuzzies off of there. So this little tool I'm using is great for cutting little sticks, little craft wooden projects. I will have that linked in the description below on my Amazon affiliate links. And it makes it, I have carpal tunnel on both of my hands or wrists, and so it makes it easier to cut things like that. So this next project, we are going to take a little foam ball, and you can use several different sizes, but what we're going to do is cut it in half, and then I'm going to use a little stick, a wooden stick. I believe I bought those at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and I'm going to use it to imprint into the foam on the bottom part, and we're going to make little mushrooms. So I'm going to kind of cut out a little bit of that styrofoam and make sure that it sits well on there. And I saw this on Pinterest, and they used, I think it was a crushed velvet. And so I just used whatever I had on hand. I have a lot of neutrals on hand, but I do want to go get some really pretty fabric that has the fall colors in it and make a whole bunch of these. So we're going to do, you want to use one of those big needles, and I would not recommend using regular thread for this because that's what I did at first, and it broke on me and I had to start over. So use a heavy duty like upholstery thread, or I ended up actually using a really thin twine, and that worked really well. So go ahead and just do a single stitch all the way around, or I think it's called maybe a line stitch, but you want to make sure to leave a good amount of yarn or thread on the back side. That way we can pull it tight and close it around that styrofoam. So we're just going to go all the way around, and I wish I had a thimble at this point. My thumb kept getting hit, and that's what those are for, but you know, it's all good. So then we're going to just pull it tight, make sure that we have both those ends long enough to pull together. And of course I didn't I didn't measure. I got so excited about getting these projects done. Didn't measure the fabric, and it was too small. But I'm going to show you, you know, us crafters, we make mistakes all the time too. And so sometimes you just gotta slow down, measure things, and go back. So this is now after I've used the twine. and got a bigger piece of fabric. I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight around that base there and make sure you have enough opening to put your little stick in. We're going to just hot glue that stick. See how pretty that is though, the shine and shimmer. And then they're done. Like, you can use driftwood, you can use branches from your trees if you have trees, or you can go to a craft store and find these little sticks for just a few dollars in a bag. So makes this fun. You can do these with all the grandkids or your little ones. That would be a fun project for them to do, is to be able to pick out different fabrics, and you do the sewing part, but then they can hot glue their little stems on. Look at how cute these are though. Can you imagine like a really pretty fall color on that? And so this next project is, we're going to take a foam pumpkin, and I'm going to use my Fusion Champlain color. I'm going to just do one coat on it, and then I've got a gorgeous redesign transfer called Dry Flowers. And see here, and I do have this on my website if you're interested in buying that, as well as all the Fusion products. But it just has some beautiful fall colors of dried flowers, and so I thought we would decorate this pumpkin with that, just to make it look more upscale and give it a different design. So I am going to use one of the rings around the stem, and what I had to do was just kind of cut it through there and then just match it up. You can see me matching up here. And then it does come with this little wooden tool to help adhere that transfer down to the project. So I just work real slow to take my finger underneath the vellum and work my way with the stick on top, and just go around until the entire transfer is adhered to the pumpkin. And then I always go back in with that plastic and burnish in that transfer, just to make sure all the edges are down, everything is stuck down really well before we need to go in and seal it. So then I just took those other flowers and went from the base of the pumpkin up and went around the entire pumpkin. I do want to go back and add a bunch more, because I did go around the entire pumpkin, but it does look a little bit sparse to me. I think having a really pretty full foliage all the way around would make it even look better. And sometimes it can be a little difficult on these round surfaces to put these transfers on, but if you just take your time, I kind of go from the middle out and up and down, and work your way, slowly from one end to another, and usually you won't have any problems. If you do, you just put it back down on the surface, continue pushing until that transfer comes off. But look at how pretty. I mean, these just look like they've been hand painted on there. That's what I love about furniture transfers, is they take a piece and elevate it so quickly. It's super easy to use, and they're just gorgeous designs. So I'm excited for this one for fall. I may be using it a lot in the store, where we're gonna be selling a bunch of really cool fall things. So we'll see what we come up with. And after I got all of these transfers on, I did go over with my Fusion's Tough Coat in the matte and sealed just the transfer part, because the paint has its own sealer. But here is the look of the finished projects. Let me know which one is your favorite. I think I do love these acorns, but I do really like how the pumpkin turned out. So I think I'm gonna go with the pumpkin this week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back here next Tuesday with some more fall decor. I'm probably gonna do quite a bit of fall, because I have to get my stock up to put it in for our fall reset in the first week of September. So I hope you all don't mind that, and we will see you next week. Thanks, and take care. Bye-bye.